J.D. Vance thought selling his soul to Trump came with a loyalty discount. Turns out Wanda Sykes just handed him the receipt and lit it on fire on live TV, and Trump, let's just say Wanda didn't just throw shade. She built a whole eclipse. What did she say that left mega Twitter in total meltdown mode? Buckle up, because this wasn't just a roast. It was a full-blown barbecue with extra sauce and zero mercy. Donald Trump woke up this morning, looked in the mirror, and said, "I am a genius." Then the mirror cracked, resigned from its job, and enrolled in witness protection. Meanwhile, J.D. Vance was spotted somewhere in the background, probably trying to read a cereal box and asking if fiber is the name of a new cryptocurrency, because when it comes to ignorance, Vance isn't just in the race. He's lapping the field. So picture this. Wanda Sykes, actual comedian, actual thinker.
I'm just curious, what's your assessment about how it's going?
Oh, horrible. I mean, the ratings are showing. I mean,
yeah.
I think Gout has a higher approval rating. Gout's very popular.
Well, what do you think? What do you think? Like he could do to maybe make things better?
Resign?
Yeah.
An actual person who reads books without moving her lips, gets on live TV, and absolutely lights them both up, like it's the 4th of July, and stupidity is a firework. And let's be clear, this wasn't just a roasting. This was as a full-blown intellectual demolition derby, and in one corner stood Trump, and Vance proudly waving flags made entirely of bad decisions and conspiracy theories. Wanda didn't even break a sweat. She just stood there calmly throwing facts and jokes like darts at a balloon filled with hot air and ego. First of all, Trump, the walking indictment in a red tie, somehow still thinks he's a stable genius. The only thing stable about him is how consistently he screws up everything he touches. The man's brain operates like a browser with 37 tabs open, 36 of which are buffering, and the last one is playing a conspiracy video about windmills causing cancer. And let's not forget J.D. Vance, Ohio's proud export of unseasoned logic. If cluelessness were an Olympic sport, J.D. would win gold and then accuse the silver medalist of being part of a deep state plot. This is the same guy who wrote a memoir about struggling in rural America, and then immediately took that platform to kiss the ring of the guy who lit rural America on fire with policies written on the back of a ketchup-stained napkin. If you're enjoying, please subscribe. Wanda didn't even have to go full steam. Just one flick of that comedic wrist.
We now have people breaking down the doors to join our military. To the media assembled here, it's a really interesting question. Why has that happened? Completely aside from the fact that I think it's a good thing or I think that President Trump deserves political credit for it, why did we go from a military where people didn't want to serve to now all of a sudden they do want to serve? That's a story.
Barely breaking a sweat. And she reminded the entire audience of the time Donald Trump tried to buy Greenland. Yes, like it was a condo in Boca Raton. She framed it so perfectly it was like watching a surgeon with a scalpel carve through delusion, because really attempting to purchase an autonomous territory from Denmark is peak Trump energy, swaggering in with monopoly money, a half-eaten cheeseburger, and an IOU scribbled in crayon that says, "Trust me, I'm rich." It's the kind of foreign policy move that screams, "I watched Game of Thrones once, and now I think I understand global conquest." And then came the slice into J.D. Vance, sharp, swift, and so casually brutal it left the audience wheezing. Wanda pointed out how his entire political identity is basically a scavenger hunt for attention. One day he's calling Trump America's Hitler, and the next is backstage in a mega rally holding Trump's Diet Coke with both hands like he's just been entrusted with the Ark of the Covenant. If political careers were reality shows, Vance's would be called desperate for relevance. Ohio edition. Wanda didn't roast them, she slowed them. Now let's talk about J.D. Vance's shining moments in interviews. Remember when a journalist asked him about something mildly complex, like, say, how the economy works, and Vance looked like someone had just asked him to recite Shakespeare backward while solving a Rubik's Cube with his feet. His go-to move is word salad garnished with clueless confidence. Every sentence sounds like it was generated by shaking a C8 ball filled with Fox News buzzwords. And Wanda pointed out ever so gently that when your entire political personality is based on contradicting your own book.
Holy crap. Like, that's what I can say on TV. But I was, and I really thought we would all be up in arms and like Hexeth would be fired and everybody would be, I mean, my bad. I thought they would actually do something about it.
You might be a walking contradiction. Vance used to write about how Trump was a threat to democracy. Now he's doing his best impression of Trump's emotional support animal, except less helpful. Then came Trump's turn to be verbally roasted over an open flame. This is a man who thinks presidential duties include ranting on social media platforms he had to invent, because even Twitter gave him the digital boot. Trump claims to be a deal maker, yet the only deal he ever successfully closed was convincing millions of people that being rich and being smart are the same thing. Spoiler alert, they are not. And Wanda, she didn't hold back. She tore into Trump's lifelong dedication to surrounding himself with people who are either underqualified, indicted, or Jared Kushner. It's like he has a sixth sense for picking the worst possible person for any job. But the real fireworks came when Wanda called out the Trump-Vance duo for pretending they understand working-class America, while spending more time on private jets than commercial flights have pretzels. JD Vance loves to talk about the American dream. He just forgets to mention that his version comes with a mega hat zero economic policy and a refusal to read anything published after 1954, and Trump, let's not forget that he once said he could relate to the working man because he worked hard with a $1 million 0 cents loan from Daddy Dearest. That's not relatable. That's a trust fund cosplay routine disguised as populism, and Wanda Sykes, queen of realness, called it out faster than Trump could say witch hunt the good work. But now you got to amp it up. Okay, so I need you to I need y'all. He said the same thing, right? Yeah, I see. Need y'all to go back and look at some of our old protests and you know, and get some tips but I need you to prepare yourselves though. So like start eating a lot of hot sauce so you can get ready and when you're brushing your teeth, just take that water pick and just shoot yourself in the face a couple times. Meanwhile, JD Vance, the Harvard law graduate,
smarter this time, just a little, because the first term, he surrounded himself by somewhat competent people, right? Yeah. But then they all realized that he was an idiot and they quit.
Yeah.
This time he's like, I want all dummies, all just give me the most incompetent, just put them all around me, and it makes him look smart. It makes him look a little better. Yeah, it's just chaos. It's crazy.
Loyalty was the only test.
Absolutely.
That's the only one they
who now speaks like a guy who just discovered YouTube comments, continues to fumble his way through Senate hearings. With the grace of a toddler in a tuxedo, the man talks about tech policy like it's voodoo. Ask him about AI, and he'll probably say it's a woke conspiracy designed by the Illuminati to cancel tracked. Wanda also reminded everyone that Trump, the man who thinks climate change is a hoax, but spray tans like the ozone is infinite, actually told people that wind turbines were killing birds at an unprecedented rate. That's right. Captain Planet over here is deeply concerned about birds' right after mocking electric cars and trying to deregulate